You big old meanie, making me go to work. I know, honey. I don't want to go anywhere either. But we have to be gulp responsible. Don't you ever curse like that again. It's an actual conversation that happened this morning. And y'all wonder why I love Jody so damn much. Because she's got a crazy sense of humor just like I do. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! Time to get this bad boy started. And it starts like this. Good morning. Welcome to the Tripped Out Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to see me looking over here at my other monitor often because I am creating while the show is in motion. Since, I'll say it. Since YouTube wants to not monetize our live streams, I've got to make a change so they will. So y'all will see that change during every break. And that's where I keep getting zapped. So we're gonna change that this morning. The big dog Shane Lake is with me. How are you, my friend?
I'm sorry, but that evil genius opening gets me every time. Especially with how we're going to open up the show today. All the Braun lovers are still going to. Even with what we've got coming.
You know, that's where we'll start our show today. If you saw old Snowman put together a pretty kick-ass thumbnail and decided to change the way I do the morning thumbnail. So all of these think that they have a wonderful coach coming. Well, as I said in the thumbnail and in our pre-show, dear Lakers, thanks, but no thanks. Signed, Dan Hurley.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Good. Good.
And I can't say I blame him for not wanting to be a part of that train wreck.
You know, and it's a train wreck. You know,
It's
BGS
a
said it.
major
The
one.
Lakers are a mess. Jeannie Buss is running them into the ground. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Jeannie should sell off, to be honest.
She won't.
No, because it's
She
legacy
kicked,
of.
she kicked the brothers out, and they didn't know what the hell they were doing. But she didn't look outside the box to get any new blood into the Lakers, into the Lakers management, I should say.
And the unfortunate thing about that is the only way I can really equate this is Teresa Earnhardt with the downfall of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Yes, I brought up the Wicked Witch of the Carolinas.
You know, Teresa,
Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I will just say, Teresa Earnhardt, you a bitch.
Oh!
You ruined the legacy.
Oh! Oh! Yes. Oh my.
And my next three words are as follows: find the lie.
There ain't one to be found.
Find the lie. Find the lie.
There ain't one to be found. I mean, she was barely around the track when finally Chip Ganassi bought out what was left of DEI in 2010. And after all of that, Teresa just basically said that she's going to hold on to everything because, well, I'm still making money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is, as of right now, she hasn't been able to finalize the trademark on one of the biggest numbers DEI had, and that was the 8, Dale Jr.'s car.
Uh-huh.
Junior may actually be finally getting the trademark, and thank God if he does, because
Thank
now,
the Lord.
yeah, because now we'll actually be able to have legitimate Dale Earnhardt Jr. stuff.
Yep.
And Teresa won't be able to get her damn hands on it.
Ryan McCarthy with us from Saratoga, New York. Good day, Snow Crew. Good for Dan Hurley. I didn't want the unnamed and his kid to be my GM either. And A Pizzle 90 joins us from Florida. I know he's excited. We'll talk Panthers a little later. They're up 2-0 against the Edmonton Oilers. I still call for that series to go 7 games, but the way the Panthers looked last night was incredible. We'll touch on that break.
The chippiness of that game.
Yep.
Ooh.
We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that after the break. Listen, my wife is the chief financial and chief operating officer of my company.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between my beautiful wife Jody and Teresa Earnhardt and Jeannie Buss. And A Pizzle, get ready to type that phrase. Type the phrase you just typed again. When I say the difference being, my wife actually has a brain. Oh yeah, I'm throwing haymakers today.
Wow.
I'm throwing haymakers today.
Oh, I guarantee you a lot of this is going to be clipped because NASCAR Nation will agree with that.
But my wife actually has a brain for business. She has a much better brain than I for business. I have an eye for talent, and I realize that now.
Why do you think I often say my better half is my lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
I just sign my life away. He thinks it's a good thing, it'll be helpful, I sign off.
Yep. Same with Jody. Jody is going to help get this company off the ground, and making billions of dollars. I said it, billions. Compared to Jeannie Buss and Teresa Earnhardt. Oh, by the way, Jeannie Buss, you a bitch. I'm throwing haymakers today. And I'm so glad Dan Hurley told them, hell no to the no. I can't play the clip because YouTube will zap me. So those of you watching on YouTube, you're going to see a lot less video clips and hear a lot more audio clips because I want every video to be monetized so I can make a ton of money and pay my boys that are a part of the crew. So you'll see that change as we go along today. But Dan Hurley turned down, y'all ready for this? A 6-year, $70 million offer from the Lakers. He basically said, I'm a champion and you wouldn't make me one.
Nope. Not the way that team is put together right now, not the way they've had bad luck with coaches, because ever since the greatest one left, they ain't had a coach longer than 2 years.
Nope. And no. And hail to the no. No, and no. Period. Hey, Pizzle, where are you?
And
since Phil Jackson left, the Lakers have been in the toilet.
Yep. And after LeBron showed up, the plunger got pushed down to make him stay there.
And the only coach that has led them to a championship in Frank Vogel, to the bubble championship, which I feel shouldn't count.
Bubble.
Right? Find the lie.
No, you're not wrong.
Find the lie. That's all I got to say. Find the lie.
You're definitely not wrong.
And with all that being done, their best candidate to be the head coach said, no.
Yeah, that's a giant case of no thanks. I'm good here.
It's a case of thanks, but no thanks. Because he really, I can play this one. He really didn't want to deal with this.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJPN. Now approve all this.
I mean, not wrong. Because yes, LeBron, it is you, dude.
Wait. You cued me and I wasn't ready. We'll do it together. I'll take the first half. You take the second half. Why did Dan Hurley turn down the Lakers offer? Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever.
And the congregation rises and says, Amen.
Amen.
That's the first time I've done that.
It won't be the last time. It will not be the last time.
Again, it's the fact that the team is such a train wreck and the ownership doesn't recognize how bad of a train wreck it is.
Nope.
One championship.
It's been a train. Look, let's just call a spade, okay? It's been a train wreck since LeBron got there in 2018. Period.
Pretty much.
I said it. It's been a train wreck since 2018. If y'all don't like how I'm saying it, oh, the well.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just actually be legit about it. The team's been a train wreck since Kobe retired.
True. That will be 2016. True.
And the wheels started to fall off after Phil Jackson left.
Man, the wheels started falling off when Shaquille O'Neal left. I mean, granted, Kobe got them 2 more titles.
But
All right.
look at the pieces he
I
had.
will grant you that. I will grant you that. He got them 2 more titles. I will grant you that. But seriously, were they really the strength of the 01 to 03 Lakers? Of the 2000 to 2002, 2003 Lakers? Were they really strong like that? Even with Kobe? Kobe's team that won 2 championships were more of a finesse team. The when they won with Shaquille O'Neal,
it was power.
It was power. It was power. So that's the versatility of Kobe, having to win 2 different ways.
Look at what Michael had to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Those 2 3-peats were done with 2 different teams.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. There were some of the same pieces that crossed over.
Mm-hmm.
But the first 3-peat was a power team.
Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, Bill Cartwright at center, Will Perdue backing him up. The second 3-peat was more of a finesse team, but it was still a lot of the power mixed in. Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley,
Tony
Kukoc, Judd Bushler, and of course Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr.
Pippen was around for that too.
Yep. Here's a list of LeBron's coaches: Mike Brown, Bernie Bickerstaff, Mike D'Antoni, Byron Scott. Oh, these are Laker coaches. I beg your pardon. Luke Walton, Frank Vogel, Darvin Ham, and Darvin Ham's returning to the Bucks to work under Doc Rivers. I'm sorry, Darvin.
And I think one of those coaches listed only lasted 5 games.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it was Bernie Bickerstaff.
I think it was.
3 coaches are post Phil Jackson. Bingo. Walton, Frank Vogel, Darvin Ham. They're all post Phil Jackson. They're all post Phil Jackson. So what do you do in a situation like that? Right? What do you do in a situation like that?
Who's out there that wants to take the job?
I would not do it. I just wouldn't.
No. I mean,
it's too much of a blank headache. It's too much of a headache, man.
There ain't enough of this in the world to help me take that job either.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I feel bad for whoever is going to end up being the conductor of that train wreck.
Because you have to deal with LeBron first and foremost. Let's call a spade a spade.
That's even if he returns next season.
You know what? I'm willing to bet you just because Dan Hurley's not going to be the coach that actually going to put a foot in LeBron's ass to actually play hard.
LeBron returns to LA.
Yes. LeBron doesn't want to be coached. Period.
LeBron wants to be general manager.
Exactly. LeBron wants to be GM. And
we all know that he, with the contract he has, he's going to have a huge say in this behind the scenes.
Yep.
There's no question about it. And that's the problem is Jeannie Buss is letting the inmate run the asylum.
Yep. She is just sitting back on her ass.
With the money that the Lakers are making.
Right?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Money.
It doesn't matter how bad the team is. They're still selling the house.
It's a sellout all the time because they're in Los Angeles. They're in the heart of Los Angeles. Okay? Let me repeat that.
Jersey sales are through the roof. I mean, mainly because it is LeBron.
Oh, God.
And, I mean, there have been a few AD3 appearances in jersey sales, but still.
Yep.
Point being, all the merchandise in the house is selling, even if the team is pure and utter
garbage.
Bull. Yeah.
They're garbage. They're garbage. Call a spade a spade. They're garbage.
But yet again, because it's in the heart of Los Angeles, because all the celebrities show up to Laker games,
including Jack Nicholson. God only knows why.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty. But look at
Yep.
every time the Lakers are on ESPN or whatever, look
Mm-hmm.
how many celebrities are featured.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why the house still sells, is because everyone's got the opportunity. Oh, the team might suck, but hey, maybe I get to meet my favorite movie star in between quarters.
Yeah. Which is usually what happens, right?
Exactly.
Which is usually what gives, right?
And Jeannie Buss can sit on her tail end, collect the multi-million that the team brings in,
Yep.
plus the residuals, plus
Mm-hmm.
merch sales, and she doesn't have to worry about a doggone thing. And that's the problem this team has.
Mm-hmm.
If you had an owner that gave a rat's ass about this team,
I'm sorry. Did you say an owner that gives a rat's ass?
yes,
Did
I
you
did.
say that aloud?
An owner
How dare
that
how
gives,
dare you put logic in this situation? Oops.
I'm sorry, but logic has to exist.
Logic has to rule. All right. Let's just say that.
And unfortunately, because it's La La Land and everything's a dream out there, someone needs to wake somebody up out in that brass room and say, hey, look, your team sucks. Fix it.
How dare you be so logical, Shane?
I just got done off of a young Sheldon binge-a-thon. What do you expect?
I totally get it. Why do you think I'm old school to my heart when it comes to what I view?
Look,
Why do
I've
you
been
think I'm
watching the
so
league.
I know you're as old school as I.
Exactly.
Okay? You're as old school as I, and I love every minute of it. I love every minute of it.
I mean, I could say the same thing about what's going on with my teams. The
Oh yeah,
Bruins, we
same.
need a better Bruins, we need a better coach.
I can say the
Montgomery ain't
same.
it.
I can say the same about my White Sox. But the only thing with the White Sox that is positive going forward, even though they lost on a walk-off slam last night to a very young, hungry Seattle Mariners team that's coming for the West title, it's going to take a couple of years, and I realize this, for us to get our ish together. I already know that. I already know that. And you have to figure that it's going to take a bit. Now, for these Laker fans, and I use the word fan very loosely.
It's more of a status symbol to be a Laker fan out there.
Now, for me, it ain't.
No kidding.
Now, for me, it ain't. I love the fact that the teams that I've watched won titles fairly.
Yep.
Listen, I'm going to say something that's going to hurt a lot of bronzexuals' feelings.
When
Every
has that
title
ever
LeBron, every title LeBron has won, he got an assist from the league. Oops.
I was about to say, when has that ever stopped you from saying anything, dude?
I will say it again. Every title the Lakers have won has
With
come
LeBron.
with an assist with LeBron. Every title LeBron has won has come with an assist from the NBA. Oops.
We all know 2016, that was a Hummer package.
Oh my God.
2020 was the bubble.
That was a stretch limo package, man.
2020 was the bubble.
And had they not run in and effectively run over Denver, you know what saved the Lakers in that series? A game winner by Anthony Davis as time expired.
The rare
That's
time
what
Anthony Davis
saved.
was actually able to cook.
That's what saved That's what saved the Lakers.
All right. Now let's go back to South Beach. That big three, quote unquote.
Man, ooh,
Bosh, Wade, and
ooh.
LeBron. I'm curious about that one.
Okay, I can find the conspiracy in that three-peat.
Try me.
2011. Why do I say 2011? Because the Miami Heat got destroyed by my beloved Chicago Bulls in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again. LeBron James and the Miami Heat got destroyed in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals against my beloved Chicago Bulls. Go to game 2. The Bulls were beating their asses again, up 26-19 at the end of the first quarter. And all I have to say is, and then the whistles came out.
Referees pulled a clamp job in favor of Miami.
Yep.
I can see that.
We lost the next 4 games because in each game following, each game, there was some BS with the doggone whistles. There was some BS going on with the whistles.
Mm.
And my question to you, my brother, is as follows. Why are we surprised?
Why are we not surprised?
That true. That too. Let's take a break. And we're going to do breaks a little bit differently while I'm constructing something here. I probably won't get the full construction done until after the show. That is fine. We're going to pause for a few minutes. And when y'all get back, we're going to talk some baseball. Yes, America's sport, baseball. A reminder, do not forget to subscribe on YouTube for exclusive content, interviews, and more. Go to the Snowman in the Morning YouTube page. We will be back.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council. Adopt U.S. Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right. Back here on Snowman in the Morning. We got a little bit of advancement on how we're going to do breaks from now on. Speaking of from now on, I have a surprise for our guests. And while I'm in the process, oh, dang it! Sorry about that, folks. I
Work in progress, everybody.
yes, work in progress. Dag nabbit. Hold on a minute. Shane, do me a favor. Take the floor real quick with your thoughts on Dan Hurley. I'll be back in a moment.
Well, honestly, I am glad he said no to LA because UConn needs to have Dan around. They have a shot for a three-peat now. They've already got the camps going. They've already got the practices going. Why upset the apple cart and let him bounce out to LA?
Mm-hmm.
UConn now has a firm hold inside the NCAA. And with Dan Hurley back, all this talk from, oh, if Dan Hurley leaves, UConn is vulnerable, has now become, oh, crap, Dan Hurley's back, we're screwed.
Yep.
That's all.
That's all right.
That's all there is.
All right. All right. Live TV is a miracle. Yep, it certainly is, especially when you got a crazy person like me with ideas and experimenting on the air, which I love, by the way. Now I'm ready. I am ready to push this button. Time to go from the stretch with Jason DeCanio. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
Good morning, troops. And it's June 11th, 2024, the second week. The summer is here, and I am happy to announce I am 40 and a half pounds down.
That's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
40 pounds down
wonderful.
in 28 weeks. And I jumped
Let's
on the
go,
scale.
baby.
I jumped on the scale yesterday, and I saw 5.5 pounds down, and I'm like, oh my God. What a way to go. How I can't
doesn't it make it, isn't it fun though?
It feels great. I look great. I'm telling you, my face looks like it's just shrinking.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Imagine, I felt the same way when I came out of the hospital after my cancer surgery to find out the first number of my weight is no longer a 3.
It's a 2.
It's a 2.
And mine is now a 2. I'm at 293 and a half for the first time in almost, I would say, 5 years. I'm under 300 pounds. It's great.
Hell yeah, brother.
I still have to get some of my weight down because I've been in a wheelchair for the past 6 months and healing from a toe amputation. But doggone it, my first number is a 2 as far as my weight goes. And I love every single moment of it, man.
You know, you could be confined to anything and it wouldn't matter. You still can belt out the voice. The voice never dies, my friend. So just keep on belting. Doesn't matter.
Why do you think we hear day in and day out, brother?
That's right. I'm the same way too. And I'll say, and by the way, I'd like to say that I hope you tried your Pepto and Crown last week because because I know we got a laugh out of everybody. That was one of the best lines in the entire play of that half hour.
Yes,
yes, it was.
Like I got to
listen. The Pepto and Crown stays.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm going to make a graphic out of that. The Pepto and Crown stays.
That's
Next
right.
thing you know, that's going to turn into a T-shirt.
Speaking of Pepto,
you know, for the store, you know, that's right, for your merchandise.
Speaking of Pepto and Crown, when I met with Jason this weekend, he said, "You gotta let me have the floor with the Pepto and Crown with what I'm going to talk about." And my next question to him was it Mets? Is it Mets related? And he dropped his head. And I said, "Yeah, it's Mets related." So
Mets related.
Let's go all the way there, dude. I mean, I know, and this is with a clear admission. I know my White Sox stink right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I know they stink, but in a couple of years, they're going to get their act together.
Oh yeah.
All right. They will bounce back. I would like to say that about the New York Mets, but I'm seeing nothing to fulfill that prophecy. What the hell is going on, man?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say we split the series in London, but first of all, with the Mets record, why the hell were they even in London? They're not worthy to be in London. The Phillies, yes. The Phillies, yes.
Phillies have the best record Phillies have the best record in baseball.
So do the Yankees, and it should have been a Phillies-Yankees London matchup.
Which is going to be a World Series preview, by the way.
Exactly. And this is what I say to anyone out there, that the new rule should be, if you have the best record in any sport, East, West, National, North, West, or South, then you can go out and beyond. But if you got a record like the Mets, you don't deserve it.
And that's where the Jets, and to make an analogy,
I don't like that. And the why would they put the Jets out there in London and during football season? The Jets.
Why would they put the Jacksonville Jaguars out there in London?
Really? Come on. You're sending doofy teams out there. Send the Kansas City Chiefs, send the 49ers. You got your weekend. And you got it with everybody happy, because you know what's going to happen. We said last week, 49ers and the Chiefs. But
doofy teams, insert New England Patriots here.
Yeah, this would make the teams like the Mets work even harder to try to get the best record in baseball to go to London. Privilege. But this was all just another one of those things. And we were lucky to take 1 out of 2 games, but look, we took a road game. Another road game. Dude, we're even haunted in Citi Field when we go away from Citi Field, like in London, and put on the Mets home uniforms. It stinks. Pinstripes plague us.
We're wearing the black or the blue most of the time now from here on out.
Yeah, but as long as we got that Mets logo on it instead of New York, we lose. Have you noticed? Our road record is better than our home record.
Yep.
I'm looking at this and breaking it down, and even the very critics out there, even the very professionals, say they can't win at Citi Field. There is something about Citi Field that haunts these New York Mets. Can you agree with that?
I agree with that. Totally.
I think so. Yeah. And I think maybe they need to bring back Shea Stadium.
Man, Shea Stadium was a cathedral.
I know.
Shea Stadium was a cathedral.
Yeah.
All right.
Joe played his last concert, and sure enough, that he rocked the house. And
he sure did.
I'm telling you, and things will never be the same after that. That building will always be in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
We'll always have pictures, but it's just never going to be the same.
Y'all got some MIB weirdness levels going on over at Citi Field. Y'all might want to get Will Smith on this one.
Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones and anybody else who's got, I don't like Will Smith. I'd rather have Chris Rock. Demote Will Smith and give me Chris Rock anytime. I'm telling you.
Hell, I'll play that role. Okay.
That's right. There you go. Snowman.
I'll get stronger and play that role.
That's right. You two guys can play the roles of the characters there. That'd be fantastic,
Yeah, it would be.
But that's my bone to pick, is like, if you don't have a really good record, what are you doing in London? How dare you go there and represent our worthy
and stink up the world and stink up the place even worse?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to send, you could have sent the White Sox, and they probably would have done really good. Give them a break. From Chicago,
Oh yeah, I totally agree. At least the White Sox would have put up a fight.
That's right. The Mets didn't even show up.
At least the White Sox would have put up a fight.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I also like to bring up the fact that, and we didn't bring this up last week, but that Padres infielder Tucapito Marcano now is banned for life from gambling. Okay, we have a Pete Rose wannabe. Oh my. Yeah.
Well, let's clarify. Pete Rose was nailed for gambling as a manager. This is the first time a player's gone down since the 40s.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But
I'll say it again. Yeah. I'll say it again. You big dummy.
This is the second player. Dummy. This is the second player in how many months in pro sports to get nailed for gambling?
I know.
In 4 months.
And there's another article out there that says
second player in 4 months.
Yeah. Now everybody's kind of like on the edge. Am I going to be the next one? Who's next, right? It's like a conspiracy going on again. Here we go with I'm the man with conspiracies all over the place here, but we've got to set the record straight. They gotta, MLB, the commissioner, he's got to do something about it, keep everybody in line, and
absolutely.
Ohtani, I mean, even though he was not guilty.
You know what? Ohtani is I changed my mind. Ohtani was a part of that incident.
He was, but he wasn't found guilty of the actual crime.
But he still had two hands in the pie.
Yep.
I said it.
Betting.
He had two big old hands in that pie. Period. He had two big hands in it. He had two big hands in that pie, and his friend took the fall. His friend took the fall for $4 million. $4 million. And you notice, and you notice. I'll give y'all a conspiracy theory of how Ohtani was into this. Why did it happen the moment he signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers? Riddle me that.
Just one of those things that's going to make a big news story. That's that's the way it goes. That's the
when
way
it comes out that Ohtani is guiltier than LeBron wrecking a team. I'm going to laugh my head off. I'm going to laugh my head off.
You might want to take some Crown and Pepto for that one there, Brian, because
look,
it's gonna be a long
I inadvertently took Crown and Pepto in 2010 when LeBron had his quote unquote decision. The Crown and Pepto it wasn't Crown, unfortunately. It came in the form of a cherry Coke and Pepto when I was sitting in the doggone booth trying to do a baseball game, and everybody was focused on that blank doggone decision. No, thank you.
Right.
And after LeBron made this decision, my buddy Rich, who was there with me, we get word of where he decided to go. I look at Richard Morgan, he looks at me, and we both go, well, he made his decision. That's 3 hours we won't get back.
Yeah.
It's like, and I hate making this joke with Jason in tow, but I gotta make it. It's like watching either a Mets or a White Sox game lately. That's 3 hours I won't get back. I won't get the 3 hours. And I won't get the 3 hours back last night. I tuned into the White Sox radio network only to listen to Cal Raleigh walk us off with a slam. Doggone it.
I'd rather get the 20 years back before LeBron entered the league.
Man.
Well,
just imagine if the NBA, listen, fellas, just imagine if David Stern had the balls to tell LeBron, you ain't coming into my league because I don't think you're ready. You know how much better the NBA would be?
There would be no comparisons between him and Jordan. No comparison.
There should be.
And there still is no comparison.
Thank you. There should be no comparisons anyway between LeBron and MJ. LeBron sucks and MJ's the king, period.
That's right.
We put that to look, rational fans have put that to rest long ago. What the hell are you comparing LeBron to MJ for?
But like LeBron, he's always got to continue to think, I'm the man. I got it. Hey, yeah. But
you know what?
Look at who's backing
he
you
said
up.
that. He said that after 2016, the comeback of the Cleveland Cadavers versus the Golden State Warriors, and everybody's celebrating LeBron for making the greatest comeback. Man, get out of here with that. LeBron got a stimulus package the size of two Hummers. Two big ass the H2 Hummers. Two of them. That's how big that stimulus package was.
I was thinking more like two H1s, to be honest with you. The one that Schwarzenegger has.
Man, LeBron got a stimulus package bigger than the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, wow. Is that their payroll combined too?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Jason DeCanigo here with us, and we're just having fun this Tuesday morning. Glad to have y'all with us in the region, across the nation, and around the world. This is Snowman in the Morning, the best morning sports talk show on the planet. And we're just having fun here, making all kinds of comparisons and things like that. You know how big Okay, let me go all the way there. And Shane, you're gonna love me for this one. You know how big that stimulus package LeBron got in 2016 was? Shane, you remember I used to live in LaPorte, Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was bigger than LaPorte twice over.
Wow.
The entire county of LaPorte County still couldn't equal the stimulus package LeBron got in 2016. And we all know it was a stimulus package, and we all know it was a conspiracy, because why is LeBron allowed to rat to the league and complain to the league and, oh God, Jody, forgive me, bitch and whine and moan to the league about something that happened mid-game? If the referees didn't see a problem, shut up. Please.
Oh,
He's got to prove his point, though. That's the thing. He's got to make his case. He's got to go out there.
He doesn't have a doggone case.
He's
never had a doggone case.
I know. That's why it's all drama.
Listen.
Yep.
Everybody wants to call me a conspiracy theorist, right? When I have facts supporting me. I want y'all to go back to 2011. Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat, Eastern Conference Finals. The Bulls had the number one overall seed, so they had home court advantage. The Bulls beat the ever-loving daylights out of Miami, 104-83 in game 1. All right? Game 2 shows up. We're up 7 at the end of the first quarter, and Shane and I talked about this briefly in the opening segment. Bulls up 7 at the end of 1, especially after Luol Deng hits a monster shot from three-quarter court. Bang! Down the well it goes. Thank you, Neil Funk, for that. And I had a chance to meet the legendary Neil Funk. Then the whistles came out for every game after that. Game 2, somehow Miami wipes out a 7-point lead, wins that one. Game 3 in Miami, Derrick Rose crunches one over a 6'10" guy, and I can't remember his name, but somehow Miami won that. Game 4, same thing. And then came game 5 in Chicago. The Bulls had a 13-point lead. 13. Then the whistle started again. We lose game 3, 96-85 after holding a lead in that game. Lose game 4, 101-93. And then miraculously, the Heat come back and beat the Bulls in game 5, 83-80. You can't tell me the referees were not in tow and involved in the Royal Chicago Bulls screw job. Joel Anthony is the fellow I was thinking of that Derrick Rose dunked over. Man, get out of here with that.
Just goes to show you how the refs are just calling every little touch and poke and prong in the playoffs, and they let them play in the regular season. Let them play in the playoffs. I guarantee you. You ever notice how the game is so slowed down in the playoffs?
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times they milked that 24-second clock. The crowd's going, defense. Come on.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same anymore.
Always has those finals, and I tell you, they're nerve-wracking, they're heart-pounding. Yes, and that's the dramatic.
You know what? And people are gonna hate my next statement for this. Okay. But I'm old school.
Yeah.
I grew up with the NBA on CBS.
So did I.
And the NBA on NBC took it over. Loved the NBA on both of those networks.
Mm-hmm.
Since ABC and ESPN, those evil 4 letters, took the contract over, the main part of the broadcast contract over, I'll say it honestly, the coverage has royally and emphatically sucked.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Matter of fact, let me put it this way, and thank you, Cole Johnson, for this little bit. Here's how I describe the coverage on ABC and ESPN since they took the contract over, beginning with the 2002-2003 season. It goes like this.
Trays, 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 trays. Trays, 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 trays.
Find the lie.
Again, not wrong.
Yeah.
Find the lie.
Have you ever noticed those on ABC? Those games are so like darn close. Never ever do you ever see a blowout. You always see like 86, 83, 85, 82. Never. I've watched those games, and the ABC games are always so darn close.
ABC needs to be its own. ABC Sports needs to be its own entity again.
Yes.
Like it was in the 90s.
Like it was in the early 2000s, because
wide world of sports again. That's what they need to bring back.
That's what they need to bring back.
Yes.
That's what they need to be its own entity again, because when ABC did college football, it was done right.
Yep.
It was done right.
Brent Musburger.
Yep. Then come 2000 and later, the worst kept secret came out that they were in bed with ESPN.
No.
Right?
99, 2000. Because
99.
I remember a lot of NASCAR coverage that ABC had, and they were always promoting ESPN.go.com. So.
Yep. Yeah. And you know what else needs to return to ABC? 3 words, gentlemen. Monday Night Football.
Yes.
Monday Night Football needs to go back to ABC. And ABC, again, needs to be its own entity, because the last time ABC was its own entity was 2005, when Texas beat the ever-loving snot out of Colorado in the Big 12 championship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And ABC had its own graphics. They had its own box. And they were getting with the times. Then ESPN took over, and it pissed me off ever since.
And getting back to baseball for a minute there, we should bring back this week. We should bring back TWIB this week in baseball. We need to bring back. I mean, we missed the late great Mel Allen, but I'll tell you, maybe we
I'll voice, man. You know what?
I could host it too. We could.
You know what? We should create a show like that. I'm putting it out there. We should do a weekly baseball show with you and I, Jason. Shane, come along for the ride.
I'm in.
In reference, you know what else needs to come back? Monday Night Baseball, damn it!
Get that disco ball going, baby.
Yep.
The greatest teams of all, the 70s and 80s sports teams. That's it. ABC, Monday Night Baseball. Tuesday Night Baseball.
Yes.
Anybody remember the late, great Keith Jackson doing baseball games?
I don't remember Keith Jackson, but I do remember that theme. So I was in diapers at the time.
Keith Jackson used to do ABC baseball. And of course, he did college football on ABC, and it was just all of that and then some. But if I had to pick a favorite theme for baseball, it's a toss-up between what you just heard and this one. This is Saturday afternoon baseball on NBC.
NBC had some very good game of the week baseball.
Yeah, they did.
I will honestly say
I love this theme right here.
It was on a Saturday, and you didn't know who was playing. Most of the time, it was the Reds and the Cardinals.
Anything involving the Cardinals.
Yeah, but it was an all-red baseball game.
Yes.
Yes. Cardinals, red helmets, red uniforms. You knew who was playing.
And if the Cardinals were on the road, they wore those sky blue uniforms. I love it.
Phillies was the same way, too.
Yep.
With their sky blue.
The sky blue. You know who needs to come back with their sky blue uniforms? You know where I'm going. The Montreal Expos.
Yes.
We need to bring the Montreal Expos back.
Canada needs at least one more team with Toronto Blue Jays. They need Montreal, or bring back.
I mean,
Montreal.
you got the Blue Jays playing in the Sky Dome, aka the Rogers Center.
Right.
Build a stadium in Montreal and bring back the Expos. Bring back the Expos.
Now the what do you call it? The theme song to Twib is called Gathering Crowds, and it's out there for everybody to listen to. We use it all the time. I use it. It's a great little theme. And if you cut it just enough,
Does it sound like this?
No, that's the jackpot theme for
that's the opening.
That's the opening.
I think this is what you're looking for.
That's Gathering Crowds. Yes, sir.
That takes me back.
That is Mel Allen in its true form, folks. You heard it right here on Snowman in the Morning.
Let me do all right. My tribute to Mel Allen. That's all for now, folks. See you next week on This Week in Baseball.
Yes. Twib. Everybody knew what
like that.
If you didn't know what Twib was, you were pretty much not a baseball fan.
Pretty much.
This Week in I was introduced to This Week in Baseball by my dad.
Came out in
God
1977, actually.
God
I was
bless you.
glad it came out I didn't know it came out. I thought it came out earlier than 77. I thought it was 74, but it was 77.
Yeah, it was 77 when it premiered. And
solid, almost
Mel Allen.
Yeah.
God, Mel Allen used to take us on a half-hour trip through the league.
Yep. And they would highlight almost every team of a specific player or a team or something that you would never thought. It wasn't the guys belting out 40 home runs and all those. These guys were doing something crazy on the field. I don't know.
Yep.
Like
it was
stolen bases.
Yeah.
Because one year I watched in '83 when the White Sox were winning the American League West Division, Rudy Law was highlighted. Not Greg Lazinski or Ron Kittle, who are home run hitters, not even Harold Baines, a Hall of Famer. It was Rudy Law they were highlighting. They had one where they did highlight Harold Baines, where he won the longest major league game in history in 25 innings with a walk-off home run. I used to close my morning show with this.
Used to feel like a conductor,
That's how we're going to close this. Jason DeCanio joining us here as we take you with a stroll down memory lane, talking baseball. And folks, watching the next couple of weeks, we're going to put a weekly baseball show together, Twib style, and y'all are going to love it. Jason, thank you very much, my friend, for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
How fun was that?
Man, talking about those vintage themes. When Droid and I were doing the NASCAR races at the start of this year, we used the old ESPN Speed World theme.
Nice.
From the early 90s till they basically ran out of NASCAR coverage originally in the 2000s.
Right.
And that's how you knew something was brewing, was when you heard that, whether it was NHRA, NASCAR, kart, whatever. You heard that something big was brewing.
Oh yeah. You gotta love it though.
Oh yeah, you do. You hear any of these classic themes, whether it's the NBA on NBC theme originally.
Yes.
You hear the soft music of the Masters on CBS. Anything that is identifiable in the lexicon of America now when it comes to sports themes for shows.
Yeah.
The moment you hear it, your head instantly turns.
And you instantly remember what that was like.
Yeah.
You instantly remember it. Speaking of instantly remembering something, you mentioned a theme that I love very dearly. And where is that doggone thing? Oh, yeah. It sounds like this.
Oh, yeah. How often did we hear shortly after that first introduction
Yep.
the voice of like Marv Albert and Isaiah Thomas, Ahmad Rashad,
Bob Costas.
all of them, Bob Costas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My first thought hearing that, again, I got to go back to what we were talking about, 1998, The Pose.
Oh, here you go. This is the NBA on NBC. The 1991 NBA Finals.
Yep.
Tonight, Game 5 between the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bob would get us ready for that.
Bob would get us ready, or Marv Albert would come in.
And then you go to Marv Albert on the floor. Man, this is fun.
Whether they had Isaiah Thomas or Bill Walton, somebody else.
Yep. Ryan McCarthy is in the chat. He says it's because of connections. Woody Johnson was the ambassador to the UK, and Shad Khan is originally from London. Oh, dear Lord. That
explains a lot. And that also with Tony Khan doing some more business out there in the UK with AEW.
I mean, just grow the brand here, will you please? All right, Sig Diggy is with us from Norway. He says, as usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. He asks Brian McCarthy, what's the morning brew? Yeah, what's a morning brew, McCarthy? And is Victor here? I didn't see him this morning. He may have popped in and popped out. But my brew is iced.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do iced. All right. We got Allison Moran coming at the bottom of this hour, and we will take a break before that. But while we are thinking about it, the Florida Panthers, and I need to accompany this with something real. Where the hell are you at? I keep looking for the sounds that I need, and I can't find them. Dagnabbit.
Post-show organize things a little more.
Post-show organize it. Yeah, we gotta do that. How about little NHL on ABC for you as we take you through what happened in Game 2 last night in Florida. The Panthers win 4-1, and they lead 2-0, and an early contestant for the Conn Smythe Trophy for Florida has got to be Sergei Bobrovsky.
Oh, Bob has been on his head this playoff.
He's got to be the early competitor, the early candidate for what's going to be a unanimous Conn Smythe Trophy. He's been a brick. How do you describe it? He's been a brick wall.
Yeah, he has been. And the interesting thing about this game, besides the absolute chippiness, and I got a feeling we're going to see a suspension or two after all that's said and done.
Oh yeah.
Is the fact that This time, Florida outshot Edmonton.
Yes.
Usually, it's the other way around, and Florida was more precise in game 1. Game 2, they just threw the puck on net, and good things happened.
And they dared the goalie to stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the advantage Florida has. They can win any kind of game. They can get outshot or they can outshoot someone, and they can still win.
Exactly.
Game 6 against the Bruins. The Bruins put 38
I believe
shots
so, yes.
on goal.
And we got stonewalled.
Yep. Bobrovsky stopped most of them, except for one.
Yeah.
He stopped 37 shots. It's 37 to 38 shots.
Yep.
That's why he's the early contender for the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Yeah. And the bigger thing that Florida did was the takeaways. 14-4.
They keep you in the neutral zone.
Exactly. Or they're blasting through you.
They keep you in the neutral zone.
Yeah. Now, granted, they had the one power play goal, but looking through the stat sheet,
what's one power play goal against a defense that keeps you in the neutral zone?
Yeah.
4 unanswered goals. 4.
Yeah, including that power play goal and the empty netter. You take those two off, it's still a 2-1 win for Florida.
It gives them a chance to. It gives them a chance to. It gives the Oilers a chance to stay in the game, but they've lost both games by 3 goals.
Yeah.
3-0 and 4-1. Evan Rodriguez, Anton Lundell. Team last night in 19 shots.
Yeah.
18.
That says a lot.
Yeah, 19 shots on goal, and he saves 18 of them.
Exactly. Game 3 is Thursday night
in Alberta, and they are going to be louder than hell.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They're going to be louder than hell. Look, this is the first time the Oilers have played for the Stanley Cup. Ryan, help me. Since 2006.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say since 2006.
And my biggest question for Edmonton is, where the hell is Connor McDavid? Where is he been?
Shut out. 29 shots for the Panthers, 19 for Edmonton, 37 hits for Florida, 30 for Edmonton, only 12 penalty minutes for the Florida Panthers. 12.
Yeah, and that, again, look at the other side of the coin, 45 for Edmonton. And it's because of that chippiness and those excessive hits.
Yep.
That I've got a feeling that game 3 is going to be a little bit different lineup-wise for Edmonton.
Edmonton 0 for 4 on the power play. Florida 1 for 6 on the power play last night.
Yeah.
14 takeaways for Florida, as you mentioned. 14. Edmonton only at 4.
That says everything right there.
Yep.
They went full press all game long, and Edmonton could not keep up with it.
No, they could not. Game 3, Thursday night in Edmonton. And that is
an 8 o'clock game.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. face-off. Thank you. I'm in basketball mode trying to talk hockey. What the hell's wrong with me?
If you ask the world, a black man talking hockey, what the hell's wrong with the picture to begin with?
Yeah. Ask me if I give 2/5 of a half of a damn.
Nope.
And that will be my next t-shirt coming out today.
Nice. We talked about that idea.
Yeah, we did. My friend James, who is one of my marketers, Jedi, What's going on, kid?
Yo, Jedi, what's popping?
Jedi was in my stream last night when I did a live version of the Brian Snow Show. Ask Me Anything. I'm going to do it again tonight. And then that'll start at 7. I'm going to roll into a guest at 8 p.m. And we're going to have a whole bunch of fun breaking down some stuff with the WNBA. Matter of fact, let's take a break and talk about some of the records. I forwarded you the article, my friend, on the WNBA business booming in the month of May. And yet, there are some people that still want to see the WNBA fail. More to the point, they want to see one person in the WNBA fail. Why is that? I wonder who that exactly. I wonder who that is. Let's take a break. We'll talk about all of that. And then we have the token female at the bottom of the hour, my good friend Allison Moran. And boy, she is loaded with some good stuff this week.
I can't wait.
Neither can I. We'll be back.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager, Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time, as in spaghetti sandwiches for dinner. They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey, folks, don't forget to follow along and subscribe on our new YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Snowman in the Morning. This is where you can find all the interviews, the fun stuff, the fun shorts, and everything else. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, the token female herself, Allison Moran, will join us. And boy, she is loaded for bear today. Stand by.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. If there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around. And I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanted to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Estos son los sonidos de una cena. Una cena que...
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today, I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I forgot to say a big welcome to the folks at KSOS in Salem, Oregon. Why? There's a very important button I forgot to push. Well, it's pushed now. General Draco I am sorry, my brother. I forgot. Simply put, I forgot to push the button. I had everything queued up here when we got started, but I forgot to push the button. Doggone it. All right. You should have the feed now. Yeah, General Draco, you should have the feed now. We will get this straightened out and I'll have it automatically pushed in tomorrow morning. All right. To the WNBA we go, and we got the token female coming in about 10 minutes. So let's lead to the water. Business is booming in the WNBA, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's up a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with how big this rookie class has been.
Uh-huh. In particular, Miss Caitlin Clark.
And yet again, people are relishing in the fact of the downward performance she had last night. 10 points, 2 assists, didn't even play the fourth quarter.
I say, who cares? Because she's going to figure it out, folks. Watch this. She's going to figure it out. She's going to figure it out. I have no doubt whatsoever. None.
Right.
N-U-N-N. None. I have no doubt she's going to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
And kudos to their coach, Christy Sides, for going completely off on the team.
Yeah.
And using a word that they haven't shown a lot of. Effort.
Yeah, that team has been flat the first handfuls of games this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if it's just because of the fact of, hey, we've got the number one pick. Maybe things will, spark up. You can't rely on one gun if you're trying to end up winning a championship.
Exactly. And many people are calling for Coach Christy Sides' head. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think that's necessary.
You can only coach what your players give you.
Exactly.
And if the players aren't giving you the effort, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, you're stuck. Absolutely. You're stuck. Thank you for saying it. Say it again. Say it again.
For those in the back of the garden.
For those in the back of the garden, the original Boston Garden, the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California, of course, my old barn, Chicago Stadium, and let's throw in Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Shane said this. Do it.
You can only coach what the players give you. If they don't give you effort, you are stuck.
Mm-hmm. Bada bing. Bullseye. That's that.
Hey, inhabitants of the Madison Square Garden, you listening?
The world's most famous arena. Sick Diggy has a question for you. He says, "What's with your mic? I like it." I like it too, but I like this one.
It's an RGB thing. I got the colors rotating.
Yeah,
I can actually change the colors out throughout, but I just like it rotating for the show.
Yeah,
it's kind of the person.
I like this. I like this one that I have. And thank you, Cole Johnson, for this. And he just sent me the theme song that he used for the opening. I'm going to be evil and do a lot of editing today.
Oh, boy.
And you're going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You know how I get this real stupid idea? You know what? Sick Diggy has a perfect comment, and it reads like this. Clark has dues to pay. True. But the players are trying to make her pay with a high interest. Very true.
Yeah. Plain and simple.
Very true. Very true. They're trying to make her pay with a high interest. Yes, she has a lot of work to do. I said that up front. Hell, the person who said it before me was Diana Taurasi.
Yep.
Diana Taurasi said it, and I find no lies in her statement that reality is going to be a bitch.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the problem is you can only get so much blood out of a turnip before things start going south.
Yep. Yep.
And all the older players in the league are really trying to rattle her to the point where, the turnip's going to end up dry.
Why don't I say something that is going to piss a lot of fans off?
Oh, boy.
But I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway.
Again, when has that ever stopped you?
Have y'all noticed, for those who really watch the WNBA, have y'all noticed that it's all of the black women players trying to hurt Caitlin Clark?
You got a point.
It's her being straight, being a woman, having a boyfriend, and having a damn good jump shot.
Yep.
It's her working on her game. I said this on my show last night. I will say it again tonight with all the cuss words in between. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese have forced the contingent of the WNBA to do something they never had to do. Step up their game.
I was about to say develop a jump shot.
Well, that too.
I mean, you look at look at the evolution. Okay, let's just compare this to the NBA.
Let's. Please.
2 words. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. 2 more. Klay Thompson. And 2 more after that. Splash Brothers.
They made the 3-pointer from a novelty to a weapon.
Yeah. Steph Curry came in and, like I said, he took an anomaly and turned it into a weapon. Caitlin Clark's about to do the same thing. She's going to take an anomaly and turn it into the best weapon she ever has.
Because look at the league beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
How many players consistently could hit a shot past 15, 16 feet on the floor?
The best consistency I see is only at 48%.
And then comes
Caitlin Clark. Now, she's not at 50% yet.
Because of all the bull crap she's been taking.
And not only that, her teammates have not been much of a help with her assists either.
No, they haven't.
Got to keep the turnovers down.
But the point being,
if
you look at what she did in Iowa, the potential she has to bring it to the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
The WNBA, the players won't say this because, well, they're players.
Right.
But they're scared of what the capabilities are.
Oh, they are frightened.
Because they're so used to playing inside game and then having 1 or 2 people that could hit outside. And that wasn't on a consistent basis. Caitlin Clark, when she was doing her thing with Iowa, was lethal.
Big Ten championship.
Yep.
A game that you and I called. A game that you and I called. The first half, Caitlin Clark didn't do much of anything. Then the third quarter happened. And at the snap of a finger, off she goes.
Now, I mean, I'm not knocking anything off of any of the other players that have come before Caitlin. Sabrina Ionescu, any of them. I'm not knocking that off.
Oh, I love
Sabrina. I'm just saying Sabrina's a threat in her own right. But again, that's an anomaly for her to be able to hit consecutively.
Yep.
The majority of the players in the WNBA don't have game outside of 16 feet.
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's going to wreck them in the future.
Caitlin is going to be the one, alongside of people like Sabrina, alongside of everyone else who's got that lethal shot, to turn the WNBA into an outside-inside game.
Yes. Yes, absolutely right. Well, why don't we get the words from one of our best friends and a woman who is very, very dear to me, to the point where we have revived her blog and turned it into a segment on our show, which you can see, which the segment of which you can see on our new YouTube page of Snowman in the Morning, as well as this one. Do me a favor, folks. I want you to help me welcome the lovely Allison Moran, aka the Token Female, and she is here with us right now. Good morning, Allie. How are you?
Good morning, Brian, and tell me your name.
That's Shane in the middle.
Hi, Shane. It's great to see both of you. Was listening to say it again.
The dog. I was here last week. Just didn't see
Oh,
me.
you're the dog. Yes, I remember. I love you anyway. So don't let my boyfriend.
What you got for us?
All right, my dear. What you got leading off for us?
Oh, well, I was going to be talking about this big outcry that everybody was making about Caitlin Clark being left off the women's team going to Paris this year. First of all, massive there was and still is today, even at the announcement was made a few days ago. There are three reasons why Caitlin was left off. Number one, and I think this was significant overall, she's still developing her defensive game.
Yep.
And to go up against these European players, I mean, hell, I'm predicting the USA will take gold for what, the eighth time.
They're gonna wipe them out. They're gonna wipe it. They have the roster in place that they need.
Yes.
All right. Not only is Caitlin, and I back up your statement with this one that I said yesterday. Caitlin Clark is not only developing her defensive game as well as her offensive game. There's one desperate thing that she needed. Rest.
Yes. 11 games in 20 days to welcome her to the WNBA. And I mean, that's a hell of a lot. And for her production level at this point, offensively, it is. I agree. It's a great thing. I had two other reasons as well. The second reason was the absolute plethora of talent that is, for all we know, playing in their last couple of Olympian games, like Diana Taurasi, like Brittany Griner, like Alyssa Thomas. All of them, although we did say that about Diana 4 years ago as well, didn't we? And she just keeps defying the odds. So
doesn't she? Diana just keeps defying the odds, and pretty soon Caitlin Clark's going to do the same thing. She just needs time to cook and really get perfected. So I'm not mad at this decision. My main reason is, like I said a moment ago, she needs the rest. She needs the time to rest.
She does, and to work on her defense.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I think the final reason is that they really needed to have much more, not only in defense but in playing international competition. They needed those individuals who have gone up, played in Europe over the course of the seasons. And, so they know these people because they played with them on the WNBA off season. So there's every reason why you're going to see Caitlin Clark 4 years from now, maybe taking Taurasi's place, maybe taking someone else's place on the roster who's been retired and enjoying a lovely life outside of the WNBA. And so you'll definitely see her in 2028, but it's barring any disaster or freakish injury. But here's another scenario for you. Do you remember back to 2008 when Becky Hammon was left off of the USA roster when it played for Team Russia and developed a whole new set of controversies for
I remember.
Now, this is entirely possible that some other team, some other international team will decide to invite her. Who knows what Team Slovakia is going to do? We don't know. I mean, I noticed today on the social media that they were talking about. There's a petition up to get her on Team Canada. So, did you guys see that too?
I saw that. I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Why not? That'd be fine by me. But I think that she would be better served by having that rest during the Olympic break. I think that I don't think that she would be better served by trying to help Team Canada to, if they equal Becky Hammon's deal, it'll be a bronze or something like that. I don't see that. I don't see that, but it's entirely possible that could happen. But in the meantime, let's just let Caitlin be Caitlin. She has got enough issues right now, and I think giving her time to rest and giving her time to work on her defense is the best gift that the WNBA could give her right now.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So she needs it because she has been playing ball since last fall when we had the crossover. When we had the crossover at Kinnick.
Yes.
That drew a record 55,000 fans in Kinnick Stadium. In Kinnick Stadium. And the wildest part about it, she has been playing consistently from that day to now.
Yeah.
The only time off she has had is from the end of her season to the draft. And after
Which
the
was
draft
a month? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, less than that. And then from there, she went to training camp, and then the season started. She hasn't had a long break, which she would get with this Olympic break, since last fall. So she's tired, and you can see it in her game. Even though she's putting out maximum effort, her teammates are still not used to her, right? Her teammates are still not used to her. Her passing is so exquisite. She sees the floor very well. Now, there may be a change in some teammates next year to get some teammates in that will cater to her passing skills. Okay. That has to happen. We had to see it with Elena Deladon.
Yeah.
Only difference with Caitlin Clark, you're going outside in. With Elena Deladon, you're going inside out. We had to get Courtney Vandersloot and Allie Quigley, and we had to get shooters around Elena Deladon. Around Caitlin Clark, you got to get some more bigs. You got to get some people who can learn to pass the ball and work in a fluid system, which is what they are developing in Indiana. It's rocky as hell right now, but they are developing a very fluid system. And here's another point. They're calling for Coach Sides' head already. Why? Because they're not winning games. That's the first thing. The second thing is that with Caitlin, she's called on so much to do
she's called on to do so many different things that there's also a fear that they're overusing her, and so and also they really what I've seen in the outcry has been that that she just doesn't know how to manage a good thing. And I disagree with that.
I do too.
Yeah. And I think that they are definitely going to have some further conversation about it. Say if by the All-Star break, you're not going, they're still at 2-15 or whatever it is before the Olympic break. Excuse me. I would say then that if they cannot either bring in another good solid defensive player, somebody to kind of protect Caitlin Clark, then you will definitely see a head roll. And I'm sorry for Christy Sides. She was a big part of the 2014 Chicago Sky team. She was an assistant there that lost to the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA finals. But she was very solid as a coach at that time. But I think that she will definitely I think that she'll definitely have a situation where if she doesn't find a way to get more defense on the Indiana Fever, she will be out.
Allison Moran joining us here, the token female, talking all things women's sports, which is going to be the new focus of Snowman Multimedia. So hang around for that. Speaking of women's sports, a record was set at Wrigley Field, was it not?
Yeah, it sure was. Oh, this was fabulous. The Chicago Red Stars, for the uninformed and uninitiated, where you've been the last 15 years, they had a record turnout at Wrigley Field for and their record attendance, get this, 35,038.
Wow.
35,038. Now, the previous record was 34,130 fans when Megan Rapinoe retired from the Seattle Reign. That was the record. They didn't just take over Wrigley Field. The Red Stars took over Wrigleyville. And did you get a chance to get around there?
I did. It was crazy. You thought Wrigley Field was crazy for a Cub game. For this event, Wrigley Field was bleeping nuts, and I loved it.
That was the most fabulous. I mean, ever since I haven't seen that many people around Wrigley Field since the Cubs won the World Series. That's the truth. And they had the bars filled. They had the Gallagher Way filled. I mean, it was a whole event. And one of the reasons why Laura Ricketts did this event was to show other teams in the NWSL what's possible when one dreams very big. And they have the potential to do that. They've got a team in Kansas City. Let's take them to Kansas City. Let's take them to Orlando. Put them in Disney World. For God's sakes, it'll be fun. Then you could do all kinds of other types of events like this, and it was the Red Stars that showed them the way. Now, I was sad about the score. 2-1 to the fledgling and very new Bay FC. But but the Red Stars also are still a pretty young team, and they still haven't gotten over their rebuild yet. They're still missing. They're still missing, I think, a substitute for Julie Ertz, and they're missing a substitute for a few others that have gone on and retired and gone on with their lives. I also have a question about their coach. I like their coach, but I have concerns that it's just the team isn't quite there yet.
It's not, but they're still developing. We see that.
Yeah, they are,
we see that.
and they'll be fine. I think they're going to. I think they're. What's going to happen is I think they're going to stay in the middle of the pack. They're at number 6 now. They're going to stay probably 6th in the division. I don't see them moving up or down for the rest of the season, but they are still exciting to watch and still a fun game. And that's really what matters. And the lovely thing is that all eyes can be upon them, and all eyes were upon them for this game. Now, did you take the lovely Mrs. Snow out there as well?
The missus was ill this weekend.
Oh,
yeah, she had a stomach bug that developed on Saturday, and that was my surprise for her, to take her to Chicago and show her around. But later this summer, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to drive her up to Chicago, and I'm going to stick my car in a shop while it gets repaired. I'm going to rent a car, drive her to Chicago, and show her around, and just have a whole bunch of fun doing it. So that is it's going to be a belated birthday / anniversary present for her, but it's a present I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna surprise her with that, and I'm gonna surprise her by saying, "Let's play hooky. We're going to Chicago."
All right, good job.
I'm gonna surprise her with that.
You've got to get out to Bridgeview for one of their games out there. The Red Stars games, because that is one hell of a stadium and so much fun to be a part of. Oh, I'm coming off camera. Sorry about that.
There we go.
Yeah.
To the PWSL now, and some surprising news. They fired their coach a week after winning the cup.
Yes, they didn't fire their coach. They fired the GM. They fired the GM. However, the GM in question, Natalie Derwitz, she was sort of the face of Minnesota hockey, and had won Olympic gold, and was a star for Minnesota, all this kind of stuff. However, she and Coach Ken Klee did not get along. They had problems. They had some issues behind the scenes. They made one hell of a team. And here was the kicker, was that their captain, Kendall Coyne Schofield. Yes, Kendall Coyne Schofield had sided with the coach, and not Natalie Derwitz. And if in this league, it's still a player's game to some degree. It's and so there were a few other knocks on the way Natalie managed the team, and the way that everyday relations with her went. So they have not named anybody yet, but let's put it to you this way: they did have a very good draft They,
Yeah, I saw part of that. I saw part of the draft, and as soon as I saw it, I was zoomed in. I was focused in because of what I'm planning to do, what we're planning to do next year for the PWSL, and that's provide an alternative play-by-play. You know, for the folks who can't make it out to the games or who can't immediately tune into YouTube, because there have been a couple of occasions where their broadcasts have crashed because they got so many people tuned in. So we're gonna try to copy that. No, change that. We're going to copy that next year.
There you go.
Have the same kind of success in doing it. But they're doing it. This is a league that's doing it right. They just had their draft. Now they're going to have a little bit of a break, let the players get to know the coaches and everything throughout the summer, and then they drop the puck again next January, and we're going to be there for that. We're going to be there for that opening.
Pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
I can't wait, Brian. You just tell me where you want me, and I am there. So I am more than happy to be a part of that as well, even though you haven't asked me yet formally, but I'm sure you would. So
look, the question's already out there for you. All right?
Oh, good. Oh, I'm happy.
It's already there, and it's an invite that I'd love to have you as my broadcast partner.
Of course, I'm there. Trust me. I am so there. I did want to mention a couple of other things about the draft. Minnesota picked well. They picked Claire Thompson, a defender from Princeton, in first round of the draft. She won an Olympic medal with Team Canada. So she was great. However, they can't stay out of controversy, Brian.
No.
This Minnesota team, did you hear about their second round draft pick?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Okay. The second round draft pick was Wisconsin Badger Britta Curl. Now, Britta Curl, if you read her social media, she's first of all, she's a strong forward, but on her social media, she said that she had made some reference to supporting a boycott of Target over their Pride merchandise. And so in a league that is, not all, but as inclusive as most women's sports are, this is, yes, you want all voices in there, but but the voice has to be supportive of the other voices as well in order to make a real good team. You have to be able to defend properly. You have to be able to have each other's backs, and so it'll be interesting to see how she mixes in. She has also made comments regarding anti-transgender messages as well. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. And given that Minnesota is a relatively blue state, it's going to be interesting to see how the crowd accepts her. I think Good Play will probably forgive some of that, but she's probably going to be restricted in terms of what she puts up on social media and everything that she does. I think it's going to be very difficult for her to, find the league inclusive of exclusion. So.
If they're smart, they'll end up restricting her on social media.
Yep.
They probably will. It'll be interesting though. But this is what also makes the league so interesting to watch. And in fact, all women's leagues so interesting to watch is how the social fabric of the country and the social fabric of who make up women's sports really plays out in the long run. Can we all get together and at least play sports like the Olympics has shown over the years?
Yep.
And or is it that we're going to have fighting in the streets or things like that? I mean, how greater a message of harmony than to get all of these players together, either here or at like Wrigley Field, for example. I know that there were plenty of South and Southwest siders there, and people from out town at the NWSL game. And all of them were rooting for the same thing, and that was for a great game. And because Red Stars generally average somewhere about 4,000 or 5,000 a game at SeatGeek Stadium, and so obviously a lot of them were curiosity tourists, people from other parts of the country, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And to fill 35,038 seats at Wrigley takes something. And all those people there paid at least $40 a seat.
Yep.
Very minimum. They had them.
The money was made. And going back to the Minnesota story that you were talking about, you and I have known each other about 12 years, and we've worked together all 12 years. Yeah. My question to you is, I say often, where have you seen this before?
Where have we seen this before?
Where have we seen this before?
Oh my God!
What were we talking about at the top of the segment? The WNBA. How many times have we seen that?
Yes. There. Yes, and we have seen people come together. We have seen people of all ilks, every walk of life come through, and that was formed in the tradition of the college basketball experience, where all come together. I remember being at so many different college tournaments, the NCAAs of this world, and watching like the Yukon Huskies traveling group come in, and to like Indianapolis or to St. Louis or to South Carolina, and just be, everybody was all together, and it was beautiful to watch all of that develop. And this I know is what's going to happen in the future as well, with more teams, play more sports, have more peace. That's what
that's what I want. That's what I say. That's what I say. And we got to go. Allison Moran joining us as she does every Tuesday. Catch her and the revival of the Token Female right here on Snowman in the Morning each and every Tuesday at the bottom of hour 2. Allison, thank you very much, my dear. We love you. We appreciate you. And I will talk to you later today, because we're going to be busy tomorrow because the Sky play tomorrow, and I want us to cover that game. I want us to do that game. So I'll put a schedule together. I'll send it to you. And folks, Allison Moran's going to be my broadcast partner this year. I cannot wait. Thank you very much, my dear. We love you. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great. Take care, you guys.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. When she comes on, she means business.
Yes, she does.
And that is the upcoming focus this year of Snowman Multimedia. As I'm building the website, I'm getting it all together. If y'all want to help us out, drop us a Cash App. You know the ID, but I'll put it up right here. Cash.app / $ Tallman Dr. K50. That's how you can support us. Support the YouTube channel, because we made some changes this morning. Want to try to get it monetized, and I want to make this my career. I do. I want to make this my career, doing play-by-play, doing my shows, and have people contribute that way. I already got my first payment coming, and I will go ahead and say it aloud. It's going to be about $150 coming.
There you go.
Let's do me a favor. And I know Allison is still listening. I love you, dear. And I want you to get the message out. Let's multiply that by 10 this month and make it a requirement for every month going forward. Let's multiply that by 10 and then multiply that payment by 10, up and up and up and up. I know we can get it done.
Oh yeah.
I know we can get it done. And we're going to get it done. And with what I got plans to do this weekend, the Brian Snow Show will come your way tonight, starting at 7 p.m. I got Maggie Thompson Under the Veil coming at 8 p.m. I'm going to talk about the sports side of the WNBA. She's going to do some psychoanalysis and get inside their heads as to why the hatred of Caitlin Clark persists.
That's going to be a dangerous one right there.
And I'm going to be in control of it, and I'm here for it.
All right, scientists, let's do it.
I'm absolutely here for it. That's 7 p.m. tonight. Special 2-hour edition of the Brian Snow Show live here on Snowman Multimedia. We got to go. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We certainly are. And we hope you all are too. And now I get to polish off this iced coffee. So long, everybody.
Thank God, no more Tim.